Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 156th Commencement Ceremony of Lebanon High School. This event is the culmination of years of hard work and perseverance on the part of our students, their families, and the faculty and staff of our school. Since this morning is special, we ask that all attending here display dignity and respect, and to refrain from any behavior that would detract from the significance of the ceremony. Now, please join me in welcoming the graduating class of 2026 and the faculty and staff of Lebanon High School. Hi, guys. Welcome to the party. If you are not standing and you are able, would you please stand as our Lebanon High School Air Force Junior ROTC presents the colors, and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Pledge allegiance. Forward. Say pledge allegiance.
Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Who was supposed to do that? Who was supposed to sing? Who was supposed to sing, do you know? Yeah. Before we begin this morning's ceremony, I would like us all to take a moment of remembrance of two students who are not here today, Sloan Haynes and Maddox Judd Branham. To honor their memory, we have left an empty seat and placed graduation robes and flowers on it. Although they are not with us today, they will always be part of the class of 2026. Because once a warrior, always a warrior. So please join me in a moment of silent remembrance. Thank you. Creating a ceremony like this takes many hours of coordination and work, but more importantly, it takes a team of special, special people. I would like to give a special thank you to our guidance department, our main office staff, as well as our band and our choir programs. Special thanks also go out to the LHS Friends of Academics, our team teachers, our student council ushers and their advisor, and to our Air Force Junior ROTC staff and students. Finally, special thanks to Lebanon City Schools custodial and maintenance staff, and to Scott DeBolt and the entire staff here at UD Arena. We sincerely thank each of you for making this morning possible. Graduates, I want to talk to you directly real quick for a second before we move on. Standing here today is bittersweet for me. I have had the unique privilege of watching many of you grow from your early years at Donovan Elementary through today. Back when we first met you, the Donovan staff saw your potential. Today, the high school staff watches as you graduate into the leaders that you were always meant to become. We are immensely proud of each of you. Over the past year, as I have moved into the principalship at the high school, people have often asked me what it's like to work with high school students. It's usually the people that are not in education. More often than not, when they ask that question, it's asked with a certain tone and subtle judgment on today's youth, as if to say, oh, it must be so much to deal with teenagers every day. Whenever I hear that, I smile, because they couldn't be more wrong. You possess vibrant ideas, and fierce passions. You see our world not as it was or is, but you see it for what it will become. Do not let anyone dismiss your worth, tell you you can't achieve something, claim that their generation is somehow better than they were as kids, or that these kids these days are lost. It is now your role to quiet the noise about your generation and to lead forward by your own example. You are the future, and that future begins today. Looking out at you right now, we see a community of students who are deeply empathetic, profoundly caring, unyielding in your knowledge of right from wrong, and resilient in changing your community one day at a time, one interaction at a time. We see a group of men and women who understand that in a world that constantly flashes the easiest path or the most popular opinions on a screen, you have leadership that is much quieter and much more powerful. We see a future that understands a distinct truth, simple truth, you've heard this before. The choices you make when nobody is watching are the ones that will define you. Contrary to popular belief, you don't need an audience and you don't need the applause. We have seen that every day at LHS. We see the Lebanon High School class of 2026, a group that does what is right, even when it's uncomfortable. And when you lay your head on your pillow each night, you continue to let your peace come from a clear conscience, knowing that you chose integrity, that you treated someone with dignity, and that you left the corner of the world, your corner of the world, just a little bit better than you found it that morning. That is what we see, and that is what this world is about to learn as you leave here today. The baton is now officially passed to you all. Well, maybe in a little bit. Class of 2026, we are extremely confident in where our collective community is going because you are the ones now ready to lead the way. Because of you, and I've told the staff this before, I told it to them about them as well, it is an absolute dream to come to work each day. It has been an honor to support your journey and to see your excellence on display at Lebanon City Schools and at Lebanon High School. As you move into the future, always know that you have a group of educators back in Lebanon that have poured their heart and soul into your growth and your development, and we are rooting you on. And as always, if you ever need anything, now or in the future, we are always here to help you. At this time, to provide us with introductions, share some thoughts about their class, and to welcome our special guests, please welcome Student Body President Caitlin Berger and Kendall Heffel, the President of the Class of 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Berger and Kendall Heffel. Caitlin is the daughter of Nicole and Brian Berger. Caitlin will be attending Lee University in the fall and plans to major in secondary English education. Kendall is the daughter of Sonia and Tom Heffel. Kendall will be attending Purdue University Fort Wayne in the fall and plans to major in mechanical engineering.
Good morning. First, we would like to introduce our distinguished guests on stage with us. First, the members of the Lebanon City Schools Board of Education present here this morning are Mr. Roy McCutcheon, President, Mr. Michael Gliotti, Vice President, Mrs. Kim Cope, Member at Large, Mrs. Jennifer Dalton, Member at Large, and Mr. Michael Lane, Member at Large. Next, from our central office, I would like to introduce Mr. Isaac Sievers, Superintendent of Lebanon City Schools, Mrs. Karen Irvin, Treasurer of Lebanon City Schools, Mr. Scott Butler, Business Manager, and Mr. Brian Dalton, Assistant Superintendent, and Mr. Mark Grayler, Assistant Superintendent. From Lebanon High School, Mr. Alex Brunk, Principal, Mrs. Heidi Calvert, Assistant Principal, Mrs. Tiffany Martin, Assistant Principal, and Mr. Casey Wood, Assistant Principal. And finally, from the Warren County Career Center, Mr. Joel King, Superintendent.
Today is the completion of a journey that began 13 years ago. We celebrate this achievement, but should never forget that no one makes this journey alone. Each of these students is here today because of the love and support of his or her family. So at this time, I ask that the parents, grandparents, and guardians of our seniors please stand and be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. One of the greatest assets of Lebanon City Schools is the alumni who make their homes and raise their family here for the sole purpose of sending their children to our schools. I would like to welcome and recognize all LHS alumni who are present today, including members of our own faculty and staff, by asking them to stand at this time. Once a warrior, always a warrior. Thank you. You may be seated.
One week ago today, we celebrated Armed Forces Day, and in a few days, we will celebrate Memorial Day, where we will pause to remember the sacrifices of those men and women who gave their lives so we can enjoy the freedom to celebrate with family and friends this morning. I would like to honor all of those who are here this morning who have enlisted in or are currently serving in or are veterans of any branch of the United States military. If those guests would please stand so that we can show our gratitude. We thank you all for your service. The heart and soul of any great school are its teachers. At this time, I wish to recognize the faculty and staff of Lebanon High School and Warren County Career Center. Please join me in thanking them for their dedication, efforts, and for their high standards as they challenged and encouraged our students to be their best during their high school years. Please stand and be recognized by all gathered here this morning. Thank you, teachers.
Onward, Lebanon, onward, Lebanon. This is the phrase that begins our school's fight song, the song that rang across the gymnasium, weaved through the ears of football fans, and surrounded us during our time in high school, especially during freshman focus. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kendall Heffel, and I am beyond honored to be speaking to you today as the president of the class of 2026. Now, if you're like me, whenever this song was played, I mostly just hummed along, and to be honest, I wasn't really sure what all the words were until I looked it up to write this speech. Regardless, the phrase "Onward Lebanon" always stuck out in my mind. Those two words were the ones I sang with full confidence, while the rest were mostly gibberish. But "Onward Lebanon" is more than just a song lyric to rally the crowd before a big game. It's a story. Each day at Lebanon High School, we've taken tiny steps towards this very moment. Each day has led us onward into the next. And after 4 years of hard work, laughter across the lunch table that made us feel like our faces would fall off, and countless tests that we didn't feel ready for, we are here. It may feel frightening to move onward into the unknown, but wherever our lives post-graduation take us, I hope that we move forward with passion. There's something so special about having a true love for what you are doing and who you are. I hope that courage follows us to seek new challenges and to not be afraid when the path becomes difficult. But passion alone is not enough. As we move onward, we must also choose kindness. In a world that pressures us to move as fast as possible, may we never forget that taking the time to pursue kindness first always leaves a lasting impact on others. Kindness is what connects us. My favorite moments at Lebanon High School are not the specific times, but the people that surrounded me during them. It is thanks to their kindness and support that high school was so memorable. Even small acts of kindness can have large ripple effects on those around us. Passion gives our lives direction, while kindness gives them meaning. However, one's journey is not marked by their actions alone. We all have had people around us, whether it was teachers, family members, and friends, that helped us get to today. I want to take a moment to thank the people that helped me move onward throughout my time during high school, not only developing me into a better student, but into a better person. First, I would like to thank my sister Kelsey, who always had my back and always wants to protect me. Even if that means telling me I shouldn't read on the bus because it makes me look like a giant nerd. I'm gonna miss seeing you across the hall, whether it was at school or at home. Thank you to my mom, who taught me how to treat others with kindness and compassion. I am the person I am today because of how you loved me. Thank you for our conversations during car rides, being there every step of the way, and always listening to me and supporting me. Thank you to Mrs. Hensey, who taught me to embrace challenges and helped me revise countless college essays and prepare me for my future. Thank you to Mrs. Lamb for pouring hours out on our school, ensuring that we always had the best time at school dances. And to Mr. Coons for all of our fun classroom debates on whether the school water tasted different from bottled water. It does. Thank you to Mr. Early, who always pushed me to be the best version of myself and taught me to embrace the struggle. You truly reminded me how much I love to learn. Thank you to Coach Bjerken, who always believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. And lastly, thank you to my chemistry teacher, who not only taught me about thermodynamics and equilibrium, but who taught me to boldly be the best version of myself, who was always there for me after the good and bad, ready to give me a hug, who listened to me complain about classes, drove across the state to watch me race, and was the best dad, teacher, and friend I could ever ask for. I love you, Dad. Class of 2026, I challenge you to take not only this day, but every day after to acknowledge those around you who helped you move onward. One soldier can't take down an army on their own, but we are warriors. We have each other. And even though we may be going down different paths, we will always be Lebanon High School Class of 2026. Onward, Lebanon.
Good morning, family, friends, faculty, and most importantly, the senior class of 2026. My name is Caitlin Berger, and I'm truly honored to stand here with you all today. Before anything else, I want to say thank you to my parents, family, friends, coaches, and teachers. Thank you for believing in me, encouraging me, and helping me become the best person I am today. You've supported me through every high and low, and I would not be standing here without your love and sacrifices you've given me along the way. And now, class of 2026, I am truly honored to be speaking to you. It is a privilege to have grown up alongside all of you, sharing these last 13 years, and now we're all stepping into something new. Whether it's college, the workforce, the military, or a completely different path, today is the beginning for all of us. I keep thinking back to one moment before any of this really began. I remember sitting on the 8th grade DC bus, riding home completely exhausted from days of walking and simply trying to stay awake. We were sitting in a circle, braiding each other's hair, watching the lightning storm, just talking about high school. We talked about how nervous we were, how big the building seemed, and how weird it would be to go to school with 18-year-old seniors who we thought were so mature. And then we showed up to freshman focus thinking we were mature too, until we were met by screaming upperclassmen in bright colors and face paint, and suddenly we were right back to being nervous, overwhelmed freshmen again. And now, here we are. I can't help but look back at that moment and smile, because we were 14 years old with absolutely no idea what the next 4 years would really look like. And honestly, I think that's something we don't talk about enough, that it's okay to not have everything figured out. Because in 8th grade, we didn't. We didn't know what high school would be like, who exactly we were going to become, or how everything would turn out. We just moved forward anyway, one day, one class, one decision at a time. If we could go back and talk to our 14-year-old selves, I don't think we'd start with the grades, the schedules, or even the big events. We'd tell them about the little things. The early mornings we didn't think we'd make it through, the excitement when cookies showed up in the vending machines, almost enough to make us forget our beloved cafeteria fries were gone. We'd tell them about the all-nighters studying for exams, the games, the performances, the very necessary UDF milkshake runs after just about every Lebanon event. We'd tell them about the loud bus rides home after away games, the panic after school trying to find an outfit that fit Friday Night Light themes. We'd drop everything to watch the newest team TV, the block blast games we'd sneak in between classes, and the senior year moments where everything started to feel like it was going too fast. And somewhere in there, we'd probably tell them not to care so much about what others think, to just be themselves. Even though, let's be honest, our 8th grade selves probably would have rolled their eyes anyway. But maybe that's because those are the kind of things you don't fully understand until you've lived them. Because high school wasn't about reaching this moment, it was the messy, wonderful process of becoming these people sitting in these chairs today. We grew, we changed, we learned how to be edgy, but show up, even in the second semester of senior year. And we didn't do it alone. To the parents, caregivers, and people who became a second family to us, on behalf of 2026, thank you. Even though our fingerprints may not line the car windows anymore, and you may not find socks in random corners of the house, we hope you know that everything you did mattered. Thank you for the early mornings, the late nights, the rides, the reminders, the patience, and the constant support. Even when we didn't always say it out loud. You were there every step that brought us here today, and we carry that with us into whatever comes next. So class of 2026, as we go our separate ways, I hope you remember this. It's okay to not have everything figured out. It's okay to change. What matters is we keep going. Because today, one day, we'll look back at this moment the same way we look back at that eighth grade bus ride, with a smile, knowing we had no idea what was ahead, but we stepped into it anyway. Congratulations, class of 2026.
At this time, I would like to welcome our salutatorian, Landon Tully. Landon is the son of Christina and Brad Tully. Landon will be attending the University of Cincinnati in the fall and plans to major in chemical engineering.
Good morning, class of 2026, and good morning to all of those who have come to support these students as they transition into the next phase of their lives. For those who don't know, my name is Landon Tully, and I'm truly honored to be here speaking to you. First, congratulations to each and every one of you. Today marks the end of a journey that was started more than 12 years ago and has seen us go through dozens of classrooms and teachers. It wasn't always easy or the most fun thing to do, but every single student is here because they deserve to be. You put in the work, and now, today, you get to celebrate your accomplishments. I first have a few thanks that I'd like to give out. Thank you to my mom, dad, and sister, whose love and support is never ending and who have helped shape me into the man I am today. Thank you to my friends for all the good times and dumb fun that we've had over these past few years. Thank you to my cross-country team and track team, which have provided me with lifelong friends, as well as taught me the important values of self-discipline and determination. Finally, thank you to all the teachers and coaches who showed up every day believing in us and pushing us to be our best selves. A few weeks ago, when thinking about what to write for this speech, I received a letter that I'd written to myself as a freshman. Most of us were given our letters recently, and I would bet that most realized, like myself, that we are not the same people that we were coming into high school 4 years ago. In the letter, there were small things that have changed and that were funny to reminisce about, but on a deeper level, we've all matured and have been forever shaped by our experiences here. Throughout my senior year, I've noticed that changes seem to be happening faster and faster, starting with my last cross-country meet, then last home football game, last exam, and finally the last day of school. College decisions became ever more stressful, and I felt as though it was all happening too fast. It wasn't just the big milestones that were flying past me. Those small moments, like the walks into school with friends, amazing lunch conversations, and our parents saying that we're growing up too fast, were also flying by. We often couldn't wait for these days to be over, but now that they are, we realize that those mundane moments were actually the ones that defined our high school experience. During these times of stress, I often found myself thinking back to memories of the past, where life seemed more simple. I think this is a tendency that many of us have, and although it's comforting, it's important to remember that in 5 years or 10 years, we'll be looking back at this time of our lives in the same way. In the coming months, we're all about to go through far more significant changes, which, to be completely honest, are scary. But so is staying the same. Change defines us, and without change, none of us would be who we are today. So make sure that you live in the present, enjoy the small moments, and realize that while our freshman selves would be proud of how far we've come, our future selves are counting on us to enjoy this time and the journey ahead of us. Be excited for your future and its uncertainties, and know that no matter what happens, you are a warrior, and you have already proven that you have the strength to adapt and the capability to grow. I wish you all the best in life wherever that path may take you, and again, congratulations, class of 2026.
It is my privilege to introduce our commencement speaker, Mrs. Heidi Calvert. To the class of 2026, she is more than an administrator. She has walked alongside us since 7th grade, first as our athletic director and dean of students, and now as our assistant principal. A proud graduate of Lebanon High School's class of 1989, she earned her degree in elementary education from Mount Vernon Nazarene College, a Master of Science in Middle Level Education from Walden University, and a Master of Arts in Educational Leadership from Concordia University. Mrs. Calvert began her career as a 6th grade teacher at Berry Middle School, then spent over a decade teaching 7th grade language arts at Lebanon Junior High, where she also served as a careers teacher and athletic director. Since 2022, she has been assistant principal at the Lebanon High School. She has also made a lasting impact through coaching basketball, track, cross country, and serving in faculty leadership roles. Mrs. Calvert has dedicated her life to investing in students, and for our class, that investment has been personal. Please welcome Mrs. Heidi Calvert.
Oh, great. I've been sweating, sorry. All right, thank you, Caitlin. She is actually the reason I'm standing here today. Before last year's ceremony, Caitlin approached me and said, I didn't know you were an Lebanon alum. Would you consider being the commencement speaker next year? I admit at first I thought she was joking, especially when she added, we wanted to ask Tim Tebow, but he's not an LHS alum. So I told her if she couldn't secure him, I'd step in. She came back in September and to officially ask. It seems Mr. Tebow was slightly out of their price range. Anyway, looking out at all of you today, I'm incredibly proud to have witnessed a class that has learned, grown, and achieved so much across so many areas since 2020. My journey in Lebanon actually began in August of 1985 during my own freshman year at Lebanon High School. I walked across the stage similar to this one at Vandergrift Stadium in June of 1989. Yes, we had to go till June. That was 37 years ago. While the physical buildings have changed and the technology has rapidly evolved since 1989, the heartbeat of this warrior community remains absolutely the same. It's one of the reasons I came back and stayed for 32 years. I've had the unique privilege of growing up alongside you, transitioning from the junior high, where I first met you as 7th graders, to the front offices of LHS. We've shared lunches, that memorable trip to Washington, D.C. at the end of your 8th grade year, and countless interactions over the past 6 years. As you prepare to head out into a world that's moving faster than ever, I want to leave you with a few reminders using the word warrior to carry in your pocket. At the high school, there is an acrostic poem on the wall as you're heading down the stairs into the cafeteria, created by Teacher Academy students that I'm using as inspiration. So think of these as the 7 pillars of moving forward. For W, be wise. Wisdom isn't just about having the highest GPA, it's about knowing when to speak, and more importantly, when to listen. Use what you've learned at LHS to navigate the gray areas of life with a steady hand. Your teachers over the years have taught you more than content and material for their classes. Always seek out mentors. Their experience is more valuable than any textbook. A, be ambitious. Do not apologize for wanting to do great things. Whether you're headed to a trade school, a university, the military, or the workforce, set goals that make you a little nervous. If your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough. Break down huge goals into small, manageable tasks to keep momentum going. R, be respectful. The world is loud and often unkind. Stand out by being the person who treats everyone around you with the exact same level of dignity. Your reputation is built on how you treat people, no matter their role in your life. Practice empathy by trying to understand the perspective behind a difficult or differing opinion. R, be responsible. You are now the primary architect of your own life. Own your mistakes as loudly as you own your triumphs. There is incredible power in saying, "This was my call and I'll make it right." Follow through on your commitments, even when a better opportunity presents itself. Integrity is everything. I, be inspiring. You don't need a microphone or a title to lead. People are watching how you handle adversity. Be the person whose work ethic and kindness make others want to level up. Share your knowledge freely. Lifting others up doesn't diminish your own light. O, be outgoing. Step outside the Lebanon bubble. Talk to people who don't look like you or think like you. Life happens in the uncomfortable zones, so don't be afraid to introduce yourself to the world. Say yes to new experiences, especially if they make you feel slightly uncomfortable. R, be reflective. Never get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. Take time to look back at where you came from. Remember the teachers, the coaches, and parents who pushed you toward this stage. Set aside dedicated time each week for intentional reflection. This doesn't require a journal. Try structured mental reviews, like asking yourself, what specific actions did I take today? What was the impact of those actions on others? Also, build mindfulness into your routine. Take a few moments to collect yourself before responding to a stressful situation, and talk with the important people in your life about your successes and areas for growth. One final thought. In 2020, our journey was just beginning. Today, in 2026, you close this remarkable chapter. Though I won't be there to walk alongside you as you open the next chapter, just as I was during your freshman year, remember that being a warrior transcends the hallways of LHS. It is defined by the integrity and strength of character that you carry with you into the world and far beyond. You've all made this alum proud. Now go make the world take notice. Congratulations, class of 26.
Thank you, Mrs. Calvert. For the record, she was always our first choice, way better than Tim Tebow. We greatly appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to come share with us today. At this time, I would like to direct your attention to the area behind the graduates for a musical presentation by the Lebanon High School Band under the direction of Mr. Zach Greenwald. They will be performing Lost Lady, found by Percy Granger.
Thank you, Mr. Greenwald, Mrs. Crockett, and band members. And now we have a few remarks from our superintendent, Mr. Isaac Sievers.
I was doing pretty well earlier until I looked over and saw Mr. Heffel, and so I blame you, Tom, if this goes sideways. For the past 15 years, I've sat on the stage of graduations as a principal and a superintendent, watching students walk across the stage and turn to smile and celebrate with their families. It truly is my favorite day of the school year because as an educator, it's the culmination of our work. I feel the professional pride in the work we've done to reach this moment with our students. Graduation is a commencement for our students. It's the beginning of your next journey. But as a staff member, it's the culmination of all of our hard work with you. You've walked our halls, sat in our classrooms, performed on our stages and our fields, and served our community. Each year, there are seats and faces that give me pause because their story inspires me, brings me great joy, takes me back to a memory I've had with one of you, and I can see the excitement on your face as you get your diploma and you look for your families in the crowd. Whereas the speaker says an inside joke that takes you back to some fun memory you've had. Some of you give me pause because I see your struggles and I see your perseverance you've possessed to reach this moment. I see you, I'm proud of you and who you are and what you've done to reach today. Today, the lump in my throat is because for the first time, I'm experiencing this as a dad and all of the emotions that 380 of you are experiencing out in the crowd as well. I don't want to pause too long in this section of the crowd because I promised her that I wouldn't cry today. But Eliza, your mom and I are proud of who you are, and we love you very much. On behalf of the parents in the room today, I want to say thank you to the staff. It is my absolute privilege to lead Lebanon City Schools and over 750 employees that touch the lives of our children in many different ways, as bus drivers, as secretaries, as nurses, as food service workers that work in child nutrition, as administrators and teachers. Thank you so much for the work you've done to get our kids, our children, to this point today. Graduates, you've been beneficiaries of a culture where community simply happens or exists for you. But please know that strategically and intentionally, it's been happening behind the scenes on our part to make sure that we create a system and a culture where you can thrive. Community was pre-installed for all of you. It came through your connections. And as I say a few things here, I'd like for you to think back to first grade and the kid that sat beside you. That's a community. The kids you played with on recess, that's a community. Those that you had science class with in high school, those on a fourth grade football team. Those pre-installed, pre-planned communities have defined your time at Lebanon High School and in Lebanon City Schools. But now as you enter the world as a graduate of Lebanon High School, community doesn't necessarily come built in. I truly believe, because I've lived in many places, that the experiences you've had in Lebanon don't exist everywhere else. This place is special. If you want a community like the one you've had here, you're going to have to take the torch and be the builder of the next community that you live in. I believe that the actions you've taken as warriors have prepared you to be builders and to impact the communities where you'll now move into post-graduation. I recently came across a graduation speech delivered by Eric Church at the University of North Carolina. Whether you like country music or North Carolina, I would encourage you to Google it this afternoon. It's 18 minutes, well spent. I've watched it several times because his words and delivery captivated me and it challenged me. He talks specifically in one portion of his speech about community. And he says this: graduates, you will be tempted to perform for everyone and belong to no one, to be globally visible but locally invisible, to have thousands of followers but no one knows where you live. My first challenge to you today is to be physically present and to show up in your community. Community is built by those who are present. Be the friend and the coworker who sets up the coffee chat, the night out, or ask how someone is doing, and truly listen. Be present. We make an impact when we're present, and I've seen the impact on our school culture by a well-timed text message, a handwritten note, or showing up when someone is hurt and sick. Graduates of 2026, I've seen you show up in somebody's hospital room, in somebody's celebration, in somebody's graduation party, at somebody's championship event. You show up. Don't forget how your heart swelled in those moments when someone showed up for you. Take that Lebanon spirit with you when you go. When community is not evident but necessary, build the type of community that you desire. The likelihood is that other people around you are searching for the same thing. They're just waiting for somebody else to take the first step. So be the person that is present and shows up for others. Lend a hand and serve your community. This by far is the most proud I am as a superintendent when I see members of this class serving others. Each year I have the opportunity to hear students present about their service projects through service learning or other activities. And lately I've begun to ask, what experience was the most impactful for you? Expecting it to be something fun or something similar. And every single kid tells me a different story. To one, it was their service project at the food pantry because they could see the tangible help they were offering others. That's your story. That's an experience you've had. They didn't know that people in Lebanon needed food. And their eyes were open, and it changed the way they saw their community. As you leave this place, lend a hand, serve your community, find ways where people need you. Another student responded that they were moved by their service through Shoes for the Shoeless because they couldn't fathom someone wearing shoes that didn't fit or that were so broken they were no longer supportive or safe. New shoes for many of you want on the drop before anybody else has them. They're a want. They're not a need. But for last week in that conversation, somebody's heart was broken because for the first time in their life, they realized that shoes were somebody's need. See people, show up, lend a hand, serve your community. I want to encourage you to put down roots and actively seek the welfare of the city and where you live. Don't be so focused on the future and your next steps that you're not present to see the needs around you. Eric Church finished his graduation speech with this: generosity isn't something you do after you make it, it's how you make it. Lastly, see the value in others and include them. Look for the person who doesn't have a community to support them, back them up, bring them into your circle. One of the things I love to do as a superintendent is to go into cafeterias. And at the beginning of the year, there's always people by themselves. And as I go back, there are fewer and fewer people sitting alone in the cafeteria. I've seen you invite people into your table. I've seen you invite people into your lives. I've seen you see people and take them to where they need to be. I've seen you walk the halls in your last day of school, holding hands with somebody who was afraid to walk by themselves. I've seen how members of Hope Squad care for students and connect them with resources and support them during a crisis. Class of 2026, your staff, your family, and your community care deeply for you. And we want the best for you. We want you to find the community outside of our walls that you found inside of our walls. But know this, you're going to have to build that on your own at some point in time. So be builders of community. Take this with you. I want to encourage you, you're not on your own, and if you feel lost, come back to a Friday night football game at Vandegrift Stadium. Stop in at a band or a choir rehearsal, visit a favorite teacher or coach, reach out to your friends to plan a trip back for your favorite weekend festival, because we all know that Lebanon has weekend festivals. Come back to a place where you belong. This is your community, and these are your people. Once a warrior, always a warrior. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have this distinct honor to introduce the Valedictorian of the class of 2026, Guinevere Markey. Guinevere is the daughter of Andrea and Michael Markey. Guinevere will be attending Kent State University and plans to major in aviation.
Ladies, gentlemen, class of 2026, I am honored to be standing in front of you today as your valedictorian. Before I begin, I would like to thank a few people. First, I would like to thank my parents. My mom, who taught me to advocate for myself and who helped me to realize how important it is to take care of myself. My dad, who inspires me and taught me the importance of having strong morals. To both of you, thank you, because me standing up here today would truly not have been possible without your unwavering love and support. No amount of words can state how grateful I am to be your daughter. Next, I would like to thank my teachers for sharing their knowledge and teaching me life lessons that I will continue to carry with me for the rest of my life. And I would like to thank my friends. Thank you for always being by my side and for showing me how beautiful life can truly be. As some of you may know, but more of you probably do not, I'm a pilot. I earned my private pilot's license last year, and it was the most challenging and rewarding thing I've ever done. To earn a private pilot's license, there comes a moment where you have to fly completely alone. After around 15 hours of training, my instructor stepped out of the plane, closed the door, and suddenly it was just me. And I was terrified. I remember being frustrated with myself for feeling that way. Why would I, someone who loves aviation and loves flying, be scared to fly a plane alone? It took me a long time to understand where that fear was coming from. Looking back now, I realize I wasn't scared because I couldn't do it. I was scared because I had never done it before. Fear was my mind's way of telling me I was doing something new. And that realization changed the way I think about fear. Instead of being angry at myself for feeling scared, I learned that fear is a sign that we are growing. The moments filled with uncertainty and anxiety are often the moments that shape us the most. Growth doesn't happen when things are easy or comfortable. It happens when we choose to move forward anyway. As we step into this next chapter of our lives, I know many of us are nervous about what comes next. I know I am. Whether it's college, a career, the military, or a completely different path, there will be moments where we feel uncertain. But don't let that fear stop you. The most meaningful thing you can do with your life is give your all to something you care about. Chase the thing that excites you, even if it scares you. Take the risk. Trust yourself enough to try. Because the version of yourself waiting on the other side of that challenge is someone you can only meet by going through it. Class of 2026, we are capable of more than we know. So dream big and don't be afraid to be afraid. After all, the sky's the limit. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to invite the senior members of the LHS choir program to make their way to the stage.
Under the direction of Mr. Joe Beal and accompanied by Sarah Davis, the choir will sing Slipping Through My Fingers, Grow As We Go by Bjorn Ulvaeus, Benny Anderson, and Ben Platt.
At this time, please join me in welcoming our Superintendent, Mr. Isaac Sievers, back to the microphone to present the Class of 2026 for certification.
It's go time, guys. At this time, I'd like to have the President of the Lebanon City Boards of Education, Mr. Roy McCutcheon, please join me at the podium. Mr. McCutcheon, I'm proud to present to you the Lebanon High School Class of 2026. I certify that they have met all the graduation requirements of the state of Ohio, the Department of Education, and the Lebanon Board of Education. I present to you, for the awarding of diplomas, the Lebanon High School Class of 2026.
On behalf of the entire Board of Education of the Lebanon City School District, Warren County, Ohio, I accept these candidates for graduation in the class of 2026. Diplomas signifying completion of all state and local requirements may be presented at this time.
Graduation from high school is a milestone in the life of a student and their families. So as we move forward with awarding diplomas, we ask you respect the dignity of the occasion. Once the diplomas are conferred and the class has been dismissed from the arena, we ask everyone in the audience to remain seated until all of our graduates have recessed out of the aisles. Your graduate will then be able to get their diplomas and join you outside for pictures before returning their gowns and graduate services on the south end of the building. And the word outside is carrying a lot of weight right now because we have no idea what's going on out there. We'll play it by ear. Again, it is imperative that you remain in your seats and keep the aisles clear until all graduates exit the arena at the same time to receive their diplomas. Mr. Harrington will now begin by reading the list of class officers. Class officers, please rise.
Caitlin Marie Berger, summa cum laude. Kendall Suzanne Heffel, summa cum laude. Sophia Marie Flora, summa cum laude. Luke Otho Johnson, summa cum laude. Gabrielle Elizabeth Larson, summa cum laude. Nicholas Warren Lauder, summa cum laude. Ava Elizabeth Long, summa cum laude. Ava Elizabeth Panic, summa cum laude. Ava Grace Routson, magna cum laude. Mara Catherine Sobolski, summa cum laude. Ari William Stone Sizemore, summa cum laude. Landon James Tully, summa cum laude. Alyssa Madison Wellinghoff, summa cum laude.
Ayla Elizabeth Addis. Nana Akwesi AJ Frimpong, summa cum laude. Sawyer Thomas Africa. Landon Mitchell Thomas Akers. Monica Alaves Ibarra, summa cum laude. Christopher Stephen Alexander. Peyton Michael Allen, cum laude. Zachary Lee Ambergy. Aiden Wyatt Anderson. Tyler Lee Anderson, cum laude. Jonathan Andrew Appleby, magna cum laude. Nathan Robert Appleby, magna cum laude. Kelsey Morgan Barnheiser, summa cum laude. Grace Leanne Barrett Price, cum laude. Ashton Pierce Bashada, cum laude. Allison June Bowsmith, magna cum laude. Nicholas Robert Bean, magna cum laude. Carly Elvira Beltran Solis. Colton Lee Bice. Peyton Brooklyn Biggs, magna cum laude. Molly Marie Byers, summa cum laude. Nicholas William Bishop. Alyssa Jo Bitts. Trent Owen Lacan Stoffer. Grayson James Bolts. Mackenzie Paige Bonds. Mason Robert Bowers, cum laude. Allison Elizabeth Bowman. Carter Jackson Bowman, cum laude. Isabella Grace Bradshaw. Ella Sophie Brady, summa cum laude. Shelby Ann Brewer. Hannah Lynn Briner. Serenity Havana Briscoe. Precious Jewel Rodis. Jaden Nicole Brock, magna cum laude. Alex James Brothers. Kendra Renee Brummett. Isabella Grace Bryant. Lily Michelle Bryant, magna cum laude. Wyatt Robert Buchanan, summa cum laude. Haley Lynn Berger, magna cum laude.
James Aaron Tegan Burke, Jr. Curtis Tyler Cable. Jenna Teresa Callahan, summa cum laude. Carson Kyle Campbell. Dalen Richard Campbell. Jazera Faye Captain. Natalie Mariah Carlisle. Andrea Doris Carlson, summa cum laude. Addison Molly Caraher, summa cum laude. Nathaniel Joseph Caraher, summa cum laude. Brianna Lynn Carter. Mariana Castaño Serrano, summa cum laude. Alexis Victoria Cervantes. Claire Elizabeth Chamberlain, magna cum laude. Marky Jean Chapman. Barry Allen Schote III. Avery Grace Christians, cum laude.
Jones Wesley Klein. Levi Michael Coates, summa cum laude. Zoe Isabel Caldwell. Zoe Faye Condi, cum laude. Zoe Dew Harris Conger, magna cum laude. Lily Ann Cooper, summa cum laude. Drake Robert Cross, summa cum laude. William Gabriel Crowder. Jackson Jacob Crow. Jason O'Neill Cruz Medina. Madeline Nicole Cummings, cum laude. Lily Noel Daniels, summa cum laude. Alexis Marie Davis, summa cum laude. Hunter Curtis Davis. Jeffrey Jamal Davis, Jr., cum laude. Lacey Reagan Davis, magna cum laude. Zachary Carter Dawes.
Michaela Noel Depavois. Olivia May Dickerson. Cameron Robert Doyle. Emma Claire Dunn. Drew Joseph Eckerly. Lena Elise Eggers, summa cum laude. Sophie Lynn Ailing. Jaden Gregory Elcook. Grace Elizabeth Elliman. Jonathan Tyler Ellis, magna cum laude. Isabella Catherine Emerson, magna cum laude. Sari Madison Enderby. Peyton Jane Ingalls. Aubrey Luis Enzer, cum laude. Shavkat Ergashav. Luke Michael Failer. Courtney Ella London Aisley Fear. Jacob Henry Feltner, magna cum laude. Melissa May Fields, magna cum laude. John Allen Fielman. Brian Lloyd Fisher, summa cum laude. Bailey Ann Flagg. Nevea Marie Floan. Wyatt Daniel Floor, magna cum laude. Alexa May Flux, summa cum laude. Eliana Roro Iris Falk. Kelsey Lynn Forrester. Isabella Lynn Foley. Kaylin Joshelle Ford. Morgan Beth Ford. Grace Noel Forte, magna cum laude. Cameron Eugene Foster. Ava May Frame, cum laude. Dalton Scott Freiberger, cum laude. Simon Ryder Funk. Oscar Cole Garrett, magna cum laude. Addison Ann Gibbs, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Josephine Gifford, summa cum laude. Kristen Marie Gill. Samuel Joseph Giardulo. Avery Jean Givens, summa cum laude. Isabella Iris Goheen.
Cameron Nadina Gonzalez, cum laude. Andrew Craig Goodman. Natalie Gell. Jackson Paul Jeffrey Guntle. McKenna Grace Hahn. Elijah Rave Hall. Tucker Wayne Hall. Logan Michael Hamill. Nathaniel Ray Hamill. Arden Valen Haney. Abigail Elizabeth Harm. Trey Delshawn Harrison. Ryan Christopher Hartung, cum laude. Reed Grant Hawkins. Joaquin Nicholas Hernandez. Kira Riley Heiser, magna cum laude. Amaya Carolyn Hill, cum laude. Elena James Hogan. Christian James Holbrook. Heidi Lynn Hollinsworth, magna cum laude. Tommy Lee Holland, Jr. Kyle James Honeycutt. Vincent Anthony Halbert. Zachary Ryan Hoy. Christina Joyce Hubbard, cum laude. Chelsea Renee Hubbs. Loudon Michael Hughes, cum laude. Dylan Todd Eisen. Caden Robert Israel, cum laude.
Olivia Danielle Justice. Zoe Leanne Kern, cum laude. Connor Dean Kawamoto, summa cum laude. Madeline Rose Kennedy, magna cum laude. Justin William Kearns, magna cum laude. Hakeem Mbwana Kipingu, magna cum laude. Haley Catherine Kaiser, summa cum laude. Michael Anthony Knox, summa cum laude. Caitlin Elizabeth Kober, summa cum laude. Rachel Elizabeth Colhorst. Matthew Eugene Kramer. Rowan Chatham Kraus, cum laude. Daniel Alejandro Kreitz, summa cum laude. Bennett Anthony Kragowski. Lucille Jean Cube, summa cum laude. Alexander Graham Coons, magna cum laude. Madison Bryn Kyle, summa cum laude.
Hallie Suzanne Landis. Isabel K. Larimore, magna cum laude. Nicholas Alexander Lawhorn. Addison Kate Lawley, magna cum laude. Emily Jade Legumina. Alex Ray Lester. John Elroy Lewis IV, cum laude. Peyton Allen Wayne Livingston. Cooper Scott Lotshaw. Jacob Michael Lowe, summa cum laude. Lillian Marie Ludwig, summa cum laude. Brooke Nicole Mag. Alex Xavier Zechariah Malkowski, magna cum laude. Bryson Scott Maloney.
Guinevere Charisma Markey, summa cum laude. Perry Madeline Marsh, cum laude. Zachary William Marsh. Jackson Paul Martin, summa cum laude. Landon Lee Mason. Malin Joy Matheny, summa cum laude. Declan James McLean, summa cum laude. Amelia Marie McDonald. Hunter David Bradley McDoulan. Tyler Matthew McElhaney. Braylon Ryan McFarland. Hayden Miles McGinnis. Ethan Isaac McHale, cum laude. Braden Ray McKeever. Daniel Napier Meese, magna cum laude. Roland Jeffrey Meads. Brody Dale Malott. Addison Elizabeth Mintrop, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Christine Meyer, summa cum laude. Russell Dean Milburn III, summa cum laude. Kelsey Renee Miller. Madison Leanne Milligan. Colton Michael Maccabee. Claire Isabel Moist, magna cum laude. Logan Alexander Moorhead. Madeline Annalise Juliana Moravec. Christian Nicholas Morrison, summa cum laude. Ermoon Gregory Narangarov, summa cum laude. Madeline McKenna Natras, summa cum laude. Aiden Alexis Navarro. Bennett Elijah Nelson, summa cum laude. Andrew Charles Newland, summa cum laude. Catherine Lynn Nienaber, summa cum laude. Beckett Cole Neiswanger, magna cum laude. Skylar Rose Nolan, magna cum laude. Audrey Ann Nolte, magna cum laude.
Brianna Ireland O'Hara. Milo Cohen Oldfield, magna cum laude. Aiden Thomas Oliver, summa cum laude. Raul Ortiz Romero. Cade Isaac Osborne, summa cum laude. Rachel Rose Osborne. Christian Charlton Owsley. Osiris Eileen Padilla Carmona, magna cum laude. Emma Jeanette Palmer. Eric Matthew Palmgren. Stephen Michael Palmgren. Abhinav Pandey, summa cum laude. Urja Bharat Kumar Patel, magna cum laude. Jackson Jennings Petticone, cum laude. Aaron Thomas Pelletier, summa cum laude. Olivia Paige Pennington. Luca Antonio Perfetti, magna cum laude. Skylar Caitlin Perfetti. Callie Ann Perkins. Elise Faye Perry, summa cum laude. Mason Van Payton. Layla Marie Pittenger. Natalia Elizabeth Pliza, magna cum laude. Campbell Marie Pullman, summa cum laude. Kirsten Paige Pauley. Thomas Dustin Powers, Jr. Adrian Robert Purcell, summa cum laude. Brandon James Ralston, summa cum laude. Jacob Thomas Rombacher. Sophia Jean Rask. Brian Aaron Reed. Sarai Regalado. Evan Jacob Reppert. Cooper Stone Richards. Amelia Beth Ridings, cum laude. Jennifer Mariana Rivero Salas, cum laude. Kylie Marie Roberts. Ava Rose Robinson. Zachary Taylor Robinson, magna cum laude.
Cameron Michelle Roddy. Chloe Kimberly Rogers. Sierra Elizabeth Rowe. Emma Jane Ronan. Isaac Gabriel Rose. Hannah Lynn Roden. Lucas John Sadauskas. John Michael Seiko, magna cum laude. Christine Sereni Salcedo. Colton Mark Timothy Sands, summa cum laude. Jaden Renee Slouch. Emma Christine Schneider, cum laude. Cooper Lee Scott, magna cum laude. Abigail Nicole Seacrest, cum laude. Elizabeth Catherine Sievers, cum laude. Tyler Grant Sexton, summa cum laude. Sophia Marie Scheidler, cum laude. Brody John Shellistak, summa cum laude. Marin Adelaide Shook, cum laude. Megan Addison Smallwood, summa cum laude. Jordan Lee Smith. Mason Bryant Smith. Robert William Smith IV, summa cum laude. Kyan Zane Snyder, summa cum laude. Avery Ray Spalding. Guinevere Pauline Spalding, magna cum laude. Tanner George Spidell, cum laude. Emma Grace Sprandel. Corinne Constance Stallings. Skylar Beckett Stevens, cum laude. Jaden Dakota Stewart. Bradley Michael Stimmel, cum laude. Alexander David Stomoff. Lacey Joe Stover. Cooper Lewis Strom. Anthony Vincent Strickland. Emma Rose Stroll. Laura Vance Stuckert, cum laude.
James Michael Solzman, magna cum laude. Samuel Jason Sundrup, summa cum laude. Anjali Suresh. Brooklyn Elizabeth Ray Sutherland. Milo Anthony Tedesco, summa cum laude. Audrey Noel Thornton. Magnus Hatley Tinty, cum laude. Lucy Abigail Tipton. Avery Paige Tompkins. Chanel Marie Joy Trammell. Allison Elizabeth Triska, cum laude. Madison Nicole Truesdale, cum laude. Dylan Anne Marie Tucker, magna cum laude. Sophia Ann Tueme. Haley Amanda Turner. Gaia Jane Urton. Seth Cable Van Hook, cum laude. Lincoln James Vanover. Colden Ryder Vasquez.
Daniel Adnain Velasco. Hunter William Vick. Jasmine Elizabeth Villagrana, summa cum laude. Kendra Beth Byers. Aniston Jayla Wade, cum laude. Xander Thomas Wagaman. Blake William Allen Wassam, cum laude. Ian Matthew Walker. Daniel Jordan Wallace. Caden Michael Walters, cum laude. Gracie Rebecca Ward. Aubrey Bella Wesley. Xander Brady Wessel, summa cum laude. Jensen Reed Westerman. Sarah Patience Whitmer. Bryston Cole Wilcoxon. Montana Joanna Wilkus. Zoe Abigail Workman. Christopher James Yates. Layla Ryan Yazel. Elise Marie Yule, summa cum laude. Jacqueline Araceli Zambrano, magna cum laude.
You can get it, Mike. You get it, Mike.
Members of the class of 2026, please rise. At this time, please join us in the turning of our tassels from the right to the left to signify our transition from high school students into high school graduates. Graduates, turn your tassels.
Now the moment you have all been waiting for. As principal of Lebanon High School, I hereby declare the senior class of Lebanon High School as graduated. All right, one last thing. Graduates, please follow Mr. Wood and Mrs. Calvert's directions in leaving the floor. Families, this is really, really important. We have no idea what's going on outside, whether it's rain or it's not rain. So we need to get all the graduates in an orderly fashion back up the stairs before we move. So sit tight, because we're going to have to make a game time decision with the UD staff on where we're going. They're either going to go out and spread out that way, or this side will go up the stairs to the concourse on this side. This side will go up the stairs on the concourse on this side, but we got to get them out first. Congratulations, everybody. Mr. Wood, Mrs. Calvert.
Come on.